I fucking hate the fucking New York Giants. Fucking mighty Giants built franchise. I fucking hate these guys. Oh my God. They will never see enough. Joe Schoen will never see the gates of heaven. If it's up to me, he won't see those gates. Like, I know Easter was just a couple weeks ago, but like, bro, there is some things that you cannot repent for. And this is fucking one of them, Johnny. All right, let me start the damn show. Okay. Welcome into Through the Whistle. I don't know what episode this is. I don't have the mental capacity to remember what episode we're on. Thank you for tuning in. I told you guys last week on Monday, hey, if the Giants don't get Shador, we're going to have some fucking problems, We're going to have some problems. I don't know if y'all watched, you guys were under a rock or anything. The Giants did not get Shador Sanders. They did, in fact, they drafted Abdul Carter, who allegedly is this generational player, even though he wasn't the best defensive guy until after games were done being played in college football. Mason Graham was, the number one defensive player on the draft board. But, it's okay. I can live with Abdul Carter being picked. And I'll just live with Russell Wilson and Jameis, and we'll just find our way later on. As many of you may know and may have seen, should have seen by now, let me undo this damn mic real quick. The Giants traded back into the first round. I was on my way home. I'm driving. This is me driving. I'm just driving. Someone gives me a call. Hey, Ty, the Giants did it. They traded up. My boy Noah Palmer gave me the heads up. He said, hey, you guys traded up. It's Shador. Congratulations. I said, oh, my God. We're about to get Shador. Giants are on the clock. We traded. God, won't you do it? Just like Jesus came back, all the Giants came back. 2.5 minutes later, Noah Palmer calls me again. Shout out to Noah, by the way. He calls me and says, Ty, bro, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, what, we traded the pick or something? Like, there ain't no way. He said, y'all got fucking Jackson Dart. I said, you are a motherfucking liar. There's no way in hell we would trade up to get Jackson Dart. Because Jackson Dart's a day two guy at best. Jackson Dart's not good at football. I saw this man throw an interception against Florida, goes to the sideline, start crying. But you know what? The Ole Miss defense gave him another chance against Florida. He comes back out there. He tries to throw an interception. He don't. He doesn't. Woo. Wipe the sweat off your eyebrow. Goes up the next play. Throws an interception. He throws a pick. Right? They go review it. He's crying on the sideline. He's done. He's in shambles. This man gets another chance. They overturn the pick. This man goes onto the field and throws an interception the next play. This man is a bomb. And the Giants freaking traded up to pick this man. Make it make sense. In what world is Shador Sanders not better than Jackson Dart? Come on, I'm waiting. And people are saying, oh, Shador didn't make the playoffs, just like Jackson Dart did it. Ole Miss was a playoff team. They were supposed to make the playoffs. The Colorado Buffaloes were not supposed to make the playoff. So I'm just confused. What is this SEC tax that is this a part of in the NFL draft now? Because why is Garrett Nussmeier a projected top 5 pick next year? That man is buns too. Like, what are we talking about? Like, and then I've been a Giants fan since 2006. Okay, when I randomly found a Jeremy Shockey football card on the playground that I still probably have. I think I should probably sell it on eBay or something like that. Might get some money. Ever since 2006, I have been a Giants fan. I have seen this organization do a multitude of dumb things. I'm gonna just through the last 10 years. We drafted freaking Daniel Jones. Like, what more do we need to talk about? It's Daniel Jones. He's trash. He's always been trash. We had Josh Allen right there, the DN Josh Allen, not the quarterback Josh Allen, right there to help out our defense, which we needed back then when Eli was still slanging it, pause, throwing it to Odell, pause again, and we was living. Victor Cruz was still doing a little salsa. The salsa was getting a little, old and more refined, Wasn't that good. But after we balled. But we drafted freaking Daniel Jones. And so let's fast forward. We see Daniel Jones be trashed for 4 years. And then Saquon Barkley's like, hey, I got it. I'm finally going to be healthy for a season. Let's put it all together. Let's go to the playoffs. And what did we do? We won a playoff game. Oh, my God. We beat the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, get out of here. Justin Jefferson, get out of here. Jay Jettis is low-key my biggest op. But he might not be anymore. We'll talk about that later on. And then we go, and we do one of the most egregious things possible because, at the end of the day, Daniel Jones is going to be Daniel Jones. We give Daniel Jones $40 million a year. I know y'all can't see him, but Johnny, who else was in the market for Daniel fucking Jones? Not a damn person. Nobody. Why are we negotiating against ourselves? Nobody. I promise you, nobody on planet Earth would have got Daniel Jones or gave him 40. No, let's give him 30 million. He's trash. Like, this man for highway robbery. This is like Inside Man. This is like Money Heist. What, they got the professor? They just got the professor on his side to finesse this robbery? And guess what happened since we paid Daniel Jones? Hey, Saquon. Hey, buddy. We don't have any money for you. I'm sorry. Let's just, we'll let you walk while we're on Hard Knocks off season. We're going to let you walk. We're going to let the whole world see how incompetent we are as a front office. And let's let you walk away for nothing. Oh, you're telling me that you're letting us match your deal, match this offer before you hit free agency, and it's a discount? Nah, bud. We don't want you. Oh, the Eagles got him. Okay. And what the hell did the Eagles do this year? They won the fucking Super Bowl. And what does Saquon Barkley do this year? He almost wins the MVP. He almost breaks the rushing record that hasn't been touched since freaking, I don't know, since my mom was in high school probably. I don't know the exact year. Like, there's no way. There is absolutely no way that this. I don't even know what to say anymore because I've been with this franchise, this team, through thick and thin, through us not making the playoffs because we let go of the Miracle of the Meadowlands to Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick's team back in 2010. I've been a fan through the boat being Victor Cruz and Odell and the whole receiving corps being shirtless in Miami on a boat 2 days before the playoff game against Green Bay. I was a fan when we drafted Daniel Jones, even though I know he was trash. Dwayne Haskins would have been way better, or at least drafting Josh Allen to play DN would have been way better. I was a fan when we re-signed Daniel Jones. I was a fan when the Cowboys were consistently beating us by 50 points a game with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott saw Daniel Jones. He said, boy, it was Madden. He put the sliders down the rookie and put belt to ass. I was a fan when we let Saquon Barkley walk. I was a fan when our best option was Tommy freaking DeVito. But this, trading up for Jackson Dart, bro, be fucking for real. Make it make sense. With all that being said, I'm here to officially put myself in the transfer portal as an NFL fan. I am declaring myself an NFL free agent for fandom. But I will preface this. Rule number 1 of entering the transfer portal. You cannot go to the freaking Super Bowl team. Eagles, Chiefs, off the board, off the bat. And I'm a person with self-respect. I would never in my life be a Steelers fan. I have morals. I'm a good person. There's no Steelers fan who's a good person. They're all evil people. And then lastly, there's one team who's down horrendously. Haven't seen an NFC championship game since 1997, since before I was born. Who hasn't? They haven't done nothing. That's being a Cowboys fan. I know I got a lot of family members who are Cowboys fans. I love you all dearly. Love you all. Specifically on the Davis family, a lot of y'all are Cowboys fans. I love you all. But no, I'm not going to be no Dallas Cowboys fan. I look like being a Cowgirls fan. They are trash. Jerry Jones don't know what he's doing more than Joe Shane don't. Like, it's all synonymous. It's all the same. Make it make sense. Now that I've dropped that weight off my shoulder, Johnny, that was good. Feel like that was some good therapy. Now with that all being said, I will talk about something that's, even more important. The cause of this crash out. Because Shador, I thought there was a chance we was going to still get, the Giants were still going to get Shador. But no. They had to put this man through, I don't know, I don't think there's any other way of, putting this. I think the whole Shador Sanders situation it felt like a humiliation ritual. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, his production doesn't match, the media persona. His antics off the field, they don't help for the team. But the thing is, you can say anything that you think Shador Sanders did, Travis Hunter was doing 10 times more. Shador wasn't at College Game Day on a bye week holding up a banner saying, vote me for Heisman like Travis did. Shador is not the one who said, hey, I'm going to retire if y'all don't let me do this. Shador Sanders, who before any of the draft, the draft circuit started, he was quarterback 2 regardless. He was a top 5 pick the whole entire season up until this past Thursday. So to act like anything but, this was anything but a humiliation ritual is very disingenuous, and it's kind of missing the whole point. Because Shador, like him or not, Shador Sanders will probably be the best quarterback. I'm not going to say of these 2 draft classes because you never know what Camp Warren is going to be. But if you were to compare, if you put Shador Sanders in next year's draft class, where at best it's Arch Manning, if Arch Manning becomes anything, because we haven't seen him play a real game. If Cade Klubnik, is worth the hype that he's getting. Nico, who I'm scared for once he gets to the NFL draft process, because if they were trying to teach freaking Shador a freaking lesson, what are you going to do to Nico, who literally quit on his team because he wanted $4 million at Tennessee? Shador was better than Jackson Dart. He is better than Jackson Dart. Shador Sanders is better than Dylan Gabriel. Shador Sanders, for damn sure, is better than Tyler Show, who the Saints got. That's not even a question. So for this to be a whole song and dance, especially when there's, a lot of people are saying, oh, Shador, they didn't value Shador as a first-round draft pick. Okay, that's cool. To say that he's not better than anybody on the Steelers' current, roster at quarterback would be a lie. To say that he wouldn't be the perfect heir apparent to Geno Smith is a lie. To say that he can't go to Seattle and like genuinely battle it out with Sam Darnold for the starting quarterback spot this season, that would be a lie. To say he couldn't go to Indianapolis and compete for the quarterback spot with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, and you don't think he can go out there and compete in that quarterback battle, you are a liar. To say that he couldn't compete, well, obviously the Browns ended up picking him up in the 5th round. To say that that he couldn't go and compete for the starting job for the Browns next season with Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel would have been a lie. So there's no way that you can say, oh, it's just off the field. What off the field stuff has Shedeur done? He's too confident in himself? Oh, his dad said he was going to pull him. Deion also said the same exact thing about Travis. He said, Travis, I'm going to make sure Travis is in the right position, in the right spot. So where's the swing in the ballot? Because Shedeur made a 5'8" receiver, Jimmy Horn, into a draft pick. Shedeur made Colorado a 9-win team with no run game and barely any defense. And y'all know, I was not the biggest Colorado guy. It took me until week 8 to really give them their flowers. So it's like, there is no reason why he wasn't drafted at least by the end of day 2. There is not a single reason. I don't think there's really a reason for why he wasn't drafted in the 1st round. Because, boy, oh boy, the Saints need a quarterback for sure. Derek Carr is buns. He is not a good quarterback. I don't know who I have to tell about that, but he's not. The Jets, I don't know what Justin Fields will be, but I promise you, Shedeur would have been competing with Justin Fields for that quarterback 1 spot. Because when it comes to throwing the ball down the field, Shedeur is a way better passer than Justin Fields. That's just plain and simple. So I don't know what more they needed to see from Shedeur, but there is no reason why he fell that far in the draft, and there's no reason why he wasn't drafted in the 1st round, especially by the New York freaking Giants, who traded back into the freaking 1st round for somebody who would have been there in the 3rd round probably. Because I'm not going to lie to you, Jackson Dart's not better than Will Howard, and Will Howard's trash to me. No. What the fuck are you doing? What the Heliana? What the Heliante? What the Heli Burton? Make it make sense. Staying on topic with the draft, let's talk about the biggest winner of the draft. And I think the biggest winner of the draft are the Cleveland Browns. Because in a lot of ways, the Browns got the best defensive player in the draft in Mason Graham. Mason Graham coupled with Myles Garrett is going to be insane. I'm telling you, in the words of the legendary Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother, great TV show, horrible ending though. Robin and Ted should not have ended up together. The mom should have stayed alive. But I'm not here to talk about How I Met Your Mother. When I'm telling you, the combo of Myles Garrett and Mason Graham is going to be just one thing. Legendary. Because, boy, oh boy, I don't know if you Ohio State fans remember, Mason Graham he won the game against y'all this past season. Boy, oh buddy, oh pal. Mason Graham is a problem. And I just wish that the Browns would have used some of those Ohio State clips for, showing off why they took him 1st round. Their 1st pick. Another reason why the Browns won this draft, because they won next year's draft too. Because the Jaguars traded their next year's 1st round pick to move up 3 spots to get Travis Hunter. So the Browns have not 1, but 2 first-round picks next year Come on, give me that any day of the week. I don't think they reached on a single player. They have, what? Defensive player number 1, in my opinion. They have the second best quarterback at worst, in my opinion. And they got, QB2 being Shador. Shador being there in the 5th round, that's insane value. Like, insane value. And then they get Quinshon Judkins, who, honestly, could have been QB running back 4-ish. Like, and then you couple that, like, what are we doing here? Like, the Browns won. The Browns won the draft. They got better everywhere they needed. Personally, would have got Will Johnson in the 2nd round. You know, kind of build it up like Madden. Will Johnson, Denzel Ward on the same field at the same time. Bow. Clamps on clamps. But hey, you know what? Will, you fell to a good team in the Arizona Cardinals who really needed you. But if the Browns have a healthy roster, I'm not wishing anything into existence. But I know Kenny Pickett's going to be Kenny Pickett. So whenever they play the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't know how it's going to happen. Kenny's going to get pulled from that game because TJ Watt is going to be on that man's ass. You can take that however way you want it. TJ Watt is going to get, he is going to give the Browns so much hell because he has so much probably built up anger. He probably has so much built up anger against Kenny Pickett for costing him essentially 3 years of his career. Because Kenny Pickett as your quarterback, you're not going to win shit. Let's be honest. But anyways, I digress. When Shador comes in week 7 against the Steelers and leads the Browns to a win over the Steelers, and the schedules hasn't came out yet. So if the Steelers end up playing the Browns week 7, call me a fortune teller, play the lottery. Because, maybe I'll play a parlay and I'll actually win for once. Gee golly. But the Browns can mess around. I'm not going flat out say it. But it might be playoffs for those Browns with Shador Sanders. And I'm not going to lie. I already have a top 3 for my next favorite team. We got scattered hats like it was signing day. We have the Browns right here. Johnny, don't beat me up for that one. We have the Browns. We have the Vikings. And we have the Texans. Those are my 3. Those are my 3 teams that, they might get Ty Belcher's fandom. And, I don't know if these teams know. But I have heart, I have dedication, and, self-respect kind of out the window for the franchise if you need it. Just don't, trade for people for no reason. But epic we ball. So Browns, dog pound, here we go. Bark, bark, bark. Skull chant from the Vikings. Let's do it. Let's go. Texans, I don't know. I don't think y'all have a saying. Y'all been a team for 10 years, basically. CJ Stroud, let's do it. Let's bounce back. It's whatever. But we will be back. With that being said, we will be back after a short break. Talk a little bit about the NBA. I know I said last week that I have a very interesting take. And you know what? I might as well say it today. Because, every we ball. I kind of pay the bills around here, even though I don't pay the bills in the station. But we'll be right back with Through the Whistle, episode blank. Welcome back to episode 39 of Through the Whistle. As before, I'm still Ty Belcher. It's not like Sinners, where I turn into a vampire in the meantime. No. Great movie, by the way. You guys make sure y'all go see Sinners. But Sinners was a really good movie. I highly recommend watching it in IMAX. So, sorry, I just got sidetracked by a great movie. Let's talk about the NBA. As many of you know, me and the NBA have a very interesting relationship. The NBA, in my opinion, has many flaws. Unlike the NFL, they pivoted away from what made them good. Just like the NFL did, they try to make it lean more so towards the offensive side. But in the NBA's process of, swinging the pendulum towards offense, kind of ruined the game. By having refs calling fouls at such an insane rate, by having three-pointers being freaking taken in transition, it's horrible. I don't like to pride that most of the time, but there's always some things that bring me back. Like yesterday, the Knicks and Pistons was probably the best NBA game I've seen in years, in a while. Not even years. I'm not going to say years. Because it's the man I'm going to talk about. He's brought me back. He's helped bring me back to the NBA, made me care more. And, he is, I would say, a gift from the basketball gods. And that player is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, who, if any of you guys watched WWE back in the day, he is the legend killer. He's Randy Orton. He is the legend killer. Last year, he did it against Kevin Durant. He helped beat the Nuggets last year. Nikola Jokic, who is a cusp top 10 player, probably the best. Well, I'm not going to say the best. He's a top 5 center in the league. Hey, the legend killer. And now, looks like he's about to beat Luka and LeBron at the same time. Pause. I feel like if the Minnesota Timberwolves get to the NBA Finals, it is undeniable that Anthony Edwards is the new face of the NBA. I know that's probably not a hot take, but I just think that agenda has to be pushed more and more each day. This man, Anthony Edwards, has done everything that, us as NBA fans, as NBA detractors have been asking for. And that's, bring that toughness, that grit back, that, hey, we can be friends and whatnot off the court, but when I'm on the court, it's go time. I'm in kill mode. Because that's exactly what Anthony Edwards has been doing these last 2 years in the playoffs. Over the last 4 series, Western Conference Finals last year, second round, first round, and this year's first round against the Lakers, Anthony Edwards is averaging 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. That is on 48% shooting from the field and 41% shooting from the three-point line. It is, at this point, undeniable that this kid is, I can't say this kid, he's older than me, which is crazy. Well, I think we might be the same age. Hold on, I'm so sorry. But this man, dang, he is younger than me. I'm officially. Anthony Edwards is a gift from the basketball gods because he brings in fans of all ages. He has the young fans who, the young bull, the legend killer, and don't care about nothing. He's not scared of nobody. He don't go ask you, gonna talk his talk. So he has the young fans on his side. He has the older fans who are a fan of him for the same exact reason. The same thing that they love LeBron, that they used to love MJ for, they loved Kobe for, which my young generation loves LeBron for. Hey, he might act like you all cool. Like, y'all cool and all, but he's on go mode. He's trying to take you down. Pause. And you can tell because this man is averaging, I want to be I don't want to downplay his numbers. This series against the Lakers, where they're up 3-1 against a team that most people thought would be in the NBA Finals, if not the Western Conference Finals at minimum, as a 2 seed, the Lakers beating a team with LeBron, who is 40. Let's preface that. Let's keep it cute, as the girls would say. Let's keep it cute. And Luka, who was a cone out there, because, oh my God, and sees Luka, he says, oh, I found my comfort today. This man, Anthony Edwards, is averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists on 45% shooting from the field and 43% shooting from the three. Come on, man. What more do we need Ant to do? Took a 3-1 lead yesterday which also symbolized the end of an era that a lot of people of my generation and the older generation have a problem with, is the super team era. I saw this on Twitter, I think it was Twitter or TikTok, where it is not more, having the best player on the court is not more important than not having the worst player on the court at a given moment. So that being, having Luka on the court does not outweigh having Luka on the court on defense. Because outside of the, excuse me, when Luka and Rudy Gobert are both on the court, the worst mismatch in the league, in history, is Rudy Gobert guarding anybody on the Lakers. Easily. But once you take out Rudy Gobert, you throw in Naz Reid, hey, it quickly goes to, hey, Luka, come on. Come take this switch. I ain't talking about the YN switch. We don't, pray for peace around here. Hey, Luka, come guard me. We're going to show you, you got to learn to move your feet, young man. And then, hey, okay, y'all want LeBron to play all 48 minutes dang near? Every minute of the second half? Okay, let's see how that goes. These last 5 minutes of the game, let's have the 40-year-old going 40 minutes a night. No, that's dumb. So having the best player, you can say having the best two players, LeBron and Luka, does not outweigh the fact that Austin Reeves might be the worst player at a given moment on defense. Now, him and Luka, by far, the worst two defensive players on the court at a given moment when Rudy Gobert is not on the court for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that whole notion, that whole system of, all right, we have stars, we're going to win the game. We have stars, we're going to make it far in the playoffs, because it's not just a one-size-fit-all type of thing. We saw it this year with the freaking Phoenix Suns. KD, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker. And 10 years ago, that team's getting you to the Western Conference Finals minimum. No, that era of basketball is dead. You need to have a cohesive unit on the court at the same time. That's why the Clippers have been so much better this season. James Harden, he is playing some of the best defense he's played in his whole entire career. Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. Zubac is Zubac. And Norman Powell's, he's going to be in switch. And sometimes he's playing good, sometimes he's playing not. But that whole notion of, hey, best player is going to win you the game, no, it's dead, it's over. We saw it in the finals last year with the Celtics and the Mavs. You have Luka Doncic, who is the best player on the court. Guess what? The Celtics have 5 of the top 7 players on the court at a time. Outside of Kyrie and Luka, who else from the Mavs would you have taken on the court outside from them and the Celtics? Nobody. So I say all that to get back to the point of Anthony Edwards is the face. If he makes it to the NBA Finals, he is the face. You don't have to win it. We saw that with LeBron back in 2007 with the Spurs. LeBron became the face once he made it. 25 points in the fourth quarter against the Pistons. Hey, LeBron, anointed. I think that's what we're about to see with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is putting on a clinic where the whole world is watching the Lakers versus the Timberwolves. You can kind of see it with how the NBA is kind of marketing Anthony Edwards, because let's be real, Anthony Edwards in starting 5 was a strong focal point of it. Courting Gold, the 2024 Olympic team documentary, very Anthony Edwards dominant. A lot of the funnier moments that took place during that time, Anthony Edwards centric. He's talking to Obama. He's like, hey, I'm the truth. I ain't scared of nobody. Went viral on Twitter for a couple of days. This is not positive, but hey, to send me the video quote from Anthony Edwards still being in circulation today. So Anthony Edwards is a gift from the basketball gods that, hey, we need you to save the NBA. Because not only does he have the personality to withstand this type of thing, his personality's like he's not changing from who he was. He's still the same guy from Georgia. Obviously, he's more mature, but he's willing to like, hey, I know this comes with. I know this comes with people talking down on me. I know it comes with this, that, and the third. You see in every one of his Adidas commercials. It's, hey, what they say? Typewriter. I mean, I ain't a fan of his shoes, but his Adidas commercials kind of play into that, hey, no nonsense, we locked in. Because with LeBron, at best, he has 3 seasons left. Because LeBron has said it himself, he doesn't want to have that dramatic drop in his production. He's 3 years and he's out. The king, the GOAT, will be out of the NBA. Steph Curry, he probably has about 4 or 5 seasons left. KD probably about the same amount. We're about to see the pivot towards Anthony Edwards because they wanted it to be Ja. The NBA wanted it to be Ja so bad. But then all that stuff happened a couple seasons ago with him tripping. He was legitimately tripping. They wanted it to be Zion, but Zion's a gooner. Zion needs to chill. He can't play basketball because he's never on the court. Anthony Edwards just fell right in their lap. Hey, this kid, he has the personality for it. He has the skill for it. He's everything that you wanted. And at the perfect time of LeBron, KD, and Curry being on the tail end, being on their way out. Because as bad as the NBA doesn't want to say it out loud, you can't have, they don't really want the market to be centered around a foreign-born player. Because obviously the top 5 is mostly all foreign-born players. Jokic, by far, best player in the world. Giannis, top 2 or 3 player in the world. I will give him top 2. Shea, top 5. You know, you have Luka, who's a top 5 guy. Joel Embiid, foreign-born player, regardless, top 10. Anthony Edwards being a U.S.-born player, having the skills that he has that's very watchable and marketable, was a gift from God, nonetheless. So if the Timberwolves, even the Timberwolves do, blow a 3-1 lead, please. We need this ring for Bron. Please, we need number 5. Please, and let this man have this one. But I do also feel like, I'll segue to this. I do feel like there's too many teams in the NBA playoffs. There should not be 8 teams per conference. Get that out of here, please. Both 8 seeds got swept. 8 seeds don't really make no noise outside of the Jimmy Butler Heat a couple years ago. We got to stop. We got to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is too far. I'm personally not a fan of 7 seeds making it, because I feel like, hey, win your fucking games. But I feel like taking out the 8 seed, even if you have a play-in from 7 versus 8, that's way better than what we just got. Because boy, oh boy, the Heat, they wasn't supposed to be in there at all. They shouldn't have been in there at all. And the Grizzlies, they was just out there. They said, hey, you said we get an extra check for this? Cancun still next week? All right, bet, we'll go out there and play. Because boy, oh boy, Grizzlies got that belt put to their ass every game. Even the game where the Thunder came back, belt to ass. Cut down on the seeds. Half the NBA should not be making the playoffs. It is by far the worst first round in the NBA, across pro sports in general. It doesn't touch the NHL, it doesn't touch the NFL, and for damn sure doesn't touch the MLB's first round. Cut out the 8 seed, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6 still, 4 versus 5, but the number 1 seed have a bye week, have it be best out of 3. Personally, I would rather best out of 3 gives the lower seeds an actual chance. Let that happen. Take out the in-season tournament because now you don't need it, because now you have to make every game count because you don't make it as an 8 seed. I just feel like it makes everybody better. I was going to end it on, my NBA rant, but no. There is a very important topic going around social media. Very important. Very, very important. That being 100 men versus one gorilla. I'll be honest with you. We have to be honest. That gorilla's probably watching 100 motherfuckers. I'm not going to lie to y'all. If you cannot draft the 100 men who are fighting this gorilla, give me the gorilla in 4. Because boy, oh boy, you're telling me as a random assortment of 100 people going after a gorilla, he is going to rip off first person's arms and just beat the dog shit out of everybody else with the person's arms. Because we have to be honest. I'll attach a screenshot of a gorilla's, skeletal structure. A gorilla. Hold on. Let's ask ChatGPT tell the tape of a gorilla. How much force can a gorilla use? I don't know how to preface that. Good question. Gorillas are incredibly strong compared to humans. The force of a gorilla's punch or pull is estimated between 1,300 pounds and 2,700 pounds. That is 4 to 6 times stronger than a very strong human. That is exactly how they said it. So we had to think. Imagine you yourself, the viewer watching this. Imagine yourself versus 100 10-year-olds. How many 10-year-olds do you think it would take to, defeat you with no weapons? What, 20, 30, 40? Anything past 40, you're a liar. Johnny, how many 10-year-olds do you think you could beat up out of 100? 100 10-year-olds ganging up to beat you up. How many do you think it's going to take? Yeah, about third, fourth graders.
No, I mean, that's from mid, probably 5.
5?
Yeah.
It only takes 5 10-year-olds to beat you up?
Yeah, that's a lot of bodies, dude.
That is a lot of bodies. So,
5?
is 5 not like a low amount, low-key? I think I could take 10 10-year-olds. Can I not? I could beat up 10 10-year-olds easily. You don't think I can beat up 10 10-year-olds? Okay, that's a very good point. I am not very good at rock, paper, scissors. But, nonetheless, a 10-year-old is closer to a grown person's strength than we are to a gorilla's strength. And it only takes about, that kind of deters me from my point, shit. Because if it only takes 5 of them to beat us up, it will only take about 50 of us to beat a gorilla up. I don't know. Give me the gorilla in fucking 4. Because let's be real. Bow, 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 bow. That's 5 punches. He pulling his punches. Hey, he wins. Those 5 people's faces are broken. Because remember that 1,300 pounds of force? 1,300 to 2,700 pounds of force I was just talking about? Hey, now that's real. Now imagine that. And our body's trying to tank that. It's not happening. Gorillas fight each other all the time in the wilderness, and they be tanking those hits. I don't know what Kevon feels about if 100 people can beat up a gorilla. But if it's a random assortment of 100, we're not winning. But I will give it this. When the twins gave me a good idea. If it's 100 Marines versus a gorilla, give me I think it only takes 20 of them. Those Marines are getting it done. I feel like we need at least people who are at least like 220 pounds minimum. Like, give me Jordan Davis from the freaking Philadelphia Eagles. Give me Chris Jones. Give me John Bones Jones. Give me 10 frat boys who are off steroids who think the gorilla took their vape. And I promise you this, we getting out of here. We win. Like, come on. I'll be in the back chilling, coaching and whatnot. because I ain't getting in that. You know, the gorilla's got it. He's strong. You got it. You gotta be honest. If you're not handpicking the 100, I promise you that gorilla is winning in 5. He might, I don't know, he might freaking hit an attitude adjustment on somebody just cause. Yes, ma'am. I am getting my cue to wrap this up because I would rant about this gorilla thing for about 10 hours if I could. But thank you for, tuning in to Through the Whistle, episode 39, aka Ty is done with his toxic relationship with the Giants. Go Dog Pound. Who Dey Nation. Shout out to the Bengals. Who Dey. Shout out to the Skull people in Minnesota. Go Vikings. JJ McCarthy. We might be back. Locked in twin. And shout out to the Texans, whatever y'all's saying is. But with that being said, episode 39 of Through the Whistle is complete. Oh, I got a lower third right there. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. We may be getting a special guest here soon. Was able to meet with Chris Broussard on Saturday. On Saturday? We might be getting him on the podcast every once in a while, y'all. So, y'all stay tuned. Let me know if y'all want to see Chris Broussard on here. But I'm Ty Belcher, and this has been Through the Whistle.